Shalom Rastafari. Assalamu alaikum. Peace to the kings and the queens of the earth. Hope everyone's having a great Wednesday and a great couple days of the week. Again, keep up with your health mentally and physically and just be ready for everything. Today, I want to talk about competition between couples, friends, siblings. And the theme today is the team can't compete against the team. Right? Your team shouldn't be competing against each other. If your team is doing that, you guys are not winning any games. That's not even possible. So what do you think I'm really getting to is our personal relationships with each other. And this boils down to the basic level. You know, a couple's brother and sister. I've even seen, mostly really, but, mother and daughter even, I've seen that. Friends especially. I don't really think about coworkers because I can really get into competition, but really the people who are in your circle who you consider friends and family, your partner, or even your sibling, and hell, even your parent, I've seen that also, should not be competing with you if they have your best interest at heart. Especially let's go to the couples, and you'd be surprised because a lot of people, you'll probably see it sometimes on the men's side, right? Because most men, we haven't put the work in to heal ourselves, really. So we do have a lot of self-hate. And then when we maybe are in a relationship and we've been in these relationships for a very, very long time, 4, 5, 6 years, obviously, if you're in a relationship during that time, let's say you guys started dating when you're, mid or 20s or younger 20s or even 30s, and then let's say you date for 10 years, most of the time, if you're not evolving as a team, like you two aren't evolving together, changing, someone's going to be different, right? Who is really the same person as they were when they were 21 or 24, or hell, even 2 or 3 years ago, or 2 years ago, hell, even 6 months, maybe even yesterday. If you're continuously evolving into yourself, or if you're continuing to heal, or if you're continuing just to live life the best you can, eventually you're going to, go through things that will change you and that will put you in positions to evolve and to demand better for yourself, or demand people around you to be a specific way because you worked through that and the lessons of what can happen when that's not, nipped in the bud, so to speak. So, when you get to a point, let's say you've been with a person for years and then all of a sudden they get resentful because they haven't evolved like you have, right? Or maybe they have become successful. They've worked hard and things they worked hard at has come to fruition. Or they have created things through all the hidden, bullshit that maybe the competitor, which is their partner, put them through, and they're still rising up. And now all of a sudden it becomes this like, it's a threat now. So now it becomes a mental manipulation where now you're actually competing against your partner, and it's pretty sad to say this, to really think about it in that essence. As a team, I love playing football too, right? This is why football to me was one of the greatest sports to play on any level. And especially if you can play it in high school. I think high school is very important if you can play in it, but playing the right way. Just don't play just to join a team. But if you could play in it, I think that it obviously gives you attributes as a team, learning how to be on a team, being happy for other people on the team, even if they're better than you or they're in the same position and they're playing. But at that point, you're a team, so you're all on one goal. So at that point, you shouldn't be competing with each other, right? Especially during the game. And the game of life is continuous. So at the end of the day, you just can't come off the field and then stop competing and go back on. We're in the field and we're just competing. Who are we competing against? We're competing actually against ourselves. That's the only competition that we should really be in, and against our enemies. You know what I mean? Like people who hated, people who were trying to oppress you, people who doubted you, things of that nature. So the partner, your partner, your family member, your friends should not be competing against you because they're obviously oppressing. And I've seen this example happen many a times. And I'm going to call this out because, hell, if you listen to this, whatever. But my best friend, my brother, my friend, and I have to say right now, my man Steve, because I look up to my man for real. Like, I look up to him on a level as a man, and I really appreciate him being my friend. We've been down literally since 99, 2000, 2001. It's this is not no new friend bullshit. This is like my brother, my cousin. And being in a relationship, and if this person's listening, it's facts. I'm not going to sit there and try to call you out because you were a great person. You were a great, obviously, to my friend, and you've done good things. But let's be real here. It just felt like every time this person was around, or just felt like this person was continuously competing against my best friend. And what are you competing against? I don't even know what you're competing against. It felt like he literally was just competing, or she, was competing against him to keep him on a certain level. Because maybe, some women like to keep, men like in a corner, or keep them secret, or they don't really want them to flourish because they ultimately have insecurities, thinking that maybe, he can't, like this situation was he thinking that he couldn't handle the attention that he'll get if he is put on a specific, pedestal. So we had to keep him in a certain way to keep him humble almost. It's almost like keeping him humble. When my best friend wasn't, cocky as hell. He was just confident and understanding the standard of life of what he wanted to do. And for 16 years, I hope you're listening, for 16 years, to let you know, I never seen you really smile that much. His girlfriend never, and that's whatever, never really seen you smile that much. Even when we're out, never seen you smile. You always had your game face on because it felt like you were always competing against your partner. The pictures and the business, the car, it just felt like you were all, well, if you can do it, I can do it. Just felt like if I'm out, you're out. Like, just felt like that's not. And we fast forward to now, and we'll just leave it like that. You have no clue how God is blessing my friend. And you should stop competing with people and start competing against yourself, because that's ultimately who you need to be competing against. and where did that get you? It got you, 16-year relationship, and you dolo. And trust me, my man is good. It ain't got nothing to do with A, B, C, D. It's because of the continuous work that he continued to put through himself, the therapies, working out, and traveling and seeing things. Yeah, doing stuff that you can't do, that you could have been doing if you weren't competing against someone who was trying to help you out. We'll go even furthermore. We'll go into, like I said, I've seen mother-daughters. A mother will have her daughter, at a younger age. Maybe she had her daughter at 20, or maybe she had her daughter at, whatever. And then now the daughter is, 20 years old, and the mother's 40, and she's competing against her daughter. She's wearing the same stuff. She's doing the same things. She's damn near sleeping with the same type of guys. Like, it's really, like, what are you doing, right? And I think that some people want to see you shine, or want to see you better, but they don't want to see you better than them, which is really weird to me, right? I know for a fact, me personally, that everybody in my corner wants to see me win. Like, I have eliminated as much bullshit as I can. I know people who I see on a regular basis who got my back. They want to see me win, and I want to see them win too. They know that. They know that, like, if they hit the lottery, I wouldn't be like, oh, that's not nothing. What does that do with me? I've had that. I've had a relationship, and I should have saw the red flags, but I've had a relationship before. I remember small things. I remember things were struggling, and I get this person a job, or I get the job, but we're like together, and we're both applying for the job. I get the job, she doesn't, and I'm happy that I get the job, because I'm like, we're not living separate. We're like in the same situation together. You know what I mean? We're putting it all in together. So if I got a job, we're gonna be okay. At the time, neither of us did, right? So I just knew that, like, hey, I got income. We're gonna be all right. Like, that's how I saw it. I'm like, regardless, you can do some side stuff at this point, but I know if I got it, I was happy. first thing this person says was, "Oh, what about me?" So I had to in turn be like, not even celebrate my situation. And it was like, a long shot at this point. Getting the fucking job during the pandemic when it first started. Yeah, how about that? And then I had to go back to my boy who was working there and convince him. And then also tell her to redo your resume. Convince my boy to give her a shot. Finally, she gets the fucking job. And I never forgot that. I remember approaching that shit too, and like telling her, like, "Hey, what was that? What was that? Oh, whatever. I didn't know. What do you expect me to?" I'm like, so from that point on, I said, "Okay, you're competing. I don't know if you're not competing, but it's all right." And that was pretty much a stickler. 6 months later, relationship was over. It was, what I'm saying. That was pretty much, like if I feel like you're competing against me, it's the worst feeling in the world. I've had other situations. Again, it just felt like any kind of thing that you did. Like, watch when you have success in your life, watch how people around you react. If they ain't reacting a certain way, and I'm gonna end it like this, they're not reacting in a certain way with pure jubilance. That's why I love it when I see teammates, when you see teammates on the football field, basketball court, any really team spot where or any team, it could be soccer, it could be whatever, but watch the teammates. You know what I love seeing? I love seeing the big plays, but I love also seeing the celebration. This is why I loved football. It's not like basketball where you get a great dunk, you might have a couple people on the court you make a touchdown or you do something crazy, and all of a sudden 20 or 30 grown men are going absolutely apeshit about what you do. Imagine if you had that surrounding your life. You understand or overstand that? Imagine you had even just one person who cheered and really just everything you did. You could find a fucking quarter on the ground that you've been looking for. You could get that new job. You can continue to be consistent. Listen, if you don't got people in your life that every once in a while say, "Yo, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of everything you do." Every once in a while, just every once you could be out of the loop, like, "Yo, let's let you know, man, I'm proud of you." Well, what am I doing? You're getting up, you're working hard, you're doing your thing. Proud of you. They want to see you, son. And like I said, my best friend Steve will tell you, if my boy pulls up, or if I pull up to him, or he pulls up to me with a brand new car and looking fly, I'm supposed to be like damn near more excited than he is. And I know if I put up like that, he gonna be just as excited. He's gonna be more. That's friend stuff. But if you pull up and you're like, "Oh, I see a little car there. I see you shining there, whatever." That's hate, bro. Who you competing against? That's your self-hate coming out because you ain't get that shit. I don't care. My best friend, anybody around me who's the person like anybody, they can hit the lottery. They can get the best job. They can be the most. I'll be so happy for them because their blessing has nothing to do with me. My blessings have all to do with me. And if you're around me, if I get blessed, God knows that you getting blessed too, just because it could be whatever. So most people who have conscious abilities and who are good people, we're givers, right? We'll give you the shirt off our back if it need be and you need to survive. We have no problem. It's off instinct alone. But when you're competing, you're always like, "Well, what about me?" You're competing against an entity that doesn't even exist. You need to compete against yourself to improve yourself, and just know that if you got some good people around you, again, surround yourself with good teammates. If you don't surround yourself with good teammates, just like any other situation, you have to get new management. You have to break down the team. You have to, like I said, we said in football and basketball or any sports, you have to rebuild. And rebuilding means you got to get everybody out of there. Head coach, GM, scouting, quarterback, equipment manager, trainer. Get everybody out of there and get everything brand new. But if you have a great team, keep that team around you and watch how many championships you guys win in life. Thank y'all for listening. Have a great day.